It's windy outside. It's nice and windy. Main thing I wanted to try to reflect upon without my cat running away. I figure if I talk like as soft as toilet paper, she'll stick around. And you will too. The Mercury retrograde, to me, kind of reflects the wrap-up of the whole Pluto in Capricorn phase or cycle, which was about 14 years of hell on the cardinal signs, which is Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. So the Mercury, I think, kind of is looking back at that whole entire phase. See, we just kind of went into the early degrees of Capricorn Mercury. And I don't know about you, but I'm doing fine with it. I have Aries rising, but then I have 5 planets in Libra at the early degree, which isn't doing okay. But overall, we do feel, now this is humanity speaking, we do feel pretty good because Mercury is trining Jupiter, and Jupiter isn't under rulership of Venus, and then we look at Venus, well, there's an opposition happening, I think it's today, with Uranus, which to me it's like the same drumming of our value, I was going to say towards the earth, but there could be like an unpredictable thing. The thing is mainly that if we want it to be a nice place, Venus, like, and this pertains to any subject matter, not just the earth, but see, Venus is in Scorpio, and so it's speaking to Pluto again, because it's in Scorpio, and so we get over to Capricorn, wrapping up again, Mercury, trining that, so at least we can communicate a little bit. See, I have to communicate to this neighbor who poured the asphalt, and he knows that I just don't like that. Not that I don't like him, but really it's hard to warm up to somebody like that, right? I mean, we're probably just like, Shauna, what are you warming up to an alligator for? The darn thing's getting ready to bite your head off or whatever, you know what I mean? It's getting ready to pour you in a tomb of asphalt. So anyway, right now, because there's a lot of wind blowing right now, like one of the first storms or something is blowing through, and he has not just any light. This person doesn't care. He just has the toxic LED, really, really bright. I mean, it's so harmful for your eyes. They're trying to kill our eyes anyway with the phones. But then he puts the super bright light, and it's on a motion detector, and it doesn't go off. Only now when the wind blows, there's a tarp right next to it, or something is flapping or something, and it's setting that light off every time it detects the tarp, and then it turns off and it turns on. I mean, I sat and watched it turn off and on 6 or 10 times. I noticed it beaming in my window, and it was doing it before. I mean, I used to cover this window up with a sheet, and I know I could just block it out because I'm dealing with a lot of other stuff. It's like, okay, so I live in the city and there's a fucking blinking light outside, so you gotta put up a sheet and just forget about it. But really, this is a sanctuary, and if you live in a sanctuary, and I laugh because I think of the cities, and I know what that is. I used to live 9 miles from LA, Los Angeles, and you gotta love the city. There's something about the city that you gotta love. But then again, some cities are shabby and shitty as hell. So, no, I'm going to write a note to this person saying, will you please turn that fucking light off during windstorm, because it turns on and off periodically way too much right in my window, and it's too bright anyway, and you don't need it. It's pollution. It's light pollution around here. I am not the only one who stops people from having really, really bright lights on around in this town. And my point is that you have to be your own governor like that. You better just pick up and make sure that you um, behave in the ways that makes it the place that you want to live. And that includes reminding people to keep it that way, keep it the place we want to live, which is free of that shit. This thing, fucking A, man, is fucking blinking on and off. And I have a bunch of birds and quails and stuff that live in the trees right here, and I think, well, what do they think about it? They're probably just closing their eyes. We can close our eyes and ignore it. See, that it's just rude. It's totally rude. I'm the only human being back here, you know, with that light. The residences there are gone, and it's blinking on and off, and it's just, I'm the one being subjected to it, in other words. And so, I mean, um, really, he should be alerted to it, and just aware that his shitty fucking light is blinking on and off into somebody else's home, as well as all of the wildlife, and it's really intrusive to the beautiful darkness that we come up to the mountains, believe it or not. Whoever the fuck you are that lives up here, we come up here to see the pitch black and the stars. We love it. Can't wait till maybe the electricity turns off and it starts to snow. Pardon me, but I've been under stress now for a while. It's because I haven't been able to keep up with some things financially, of course, and then getting into a little bit of debt, and then I should talk about this, but I did good. I should actually talk about how I just completed a cycle of 35 years or more that is just living a life that I desired to live, really, that results in kind of protecting my health, at least. I did, technically, I did things. See, I lived a life that technically I did things just for my health. Who can say they do that? Just for my health, like just because I wanted to feel, it felt good to do it, I did it. It felt like the safer thing to do. I felt like I was having a good time still. You see, I lived my whole life this way, and I managed to do it. How? Well, leave it to the mountains, leave it to Idlewild, leave it to this place up here. And the advantage I have with having this place to live, but I had 3 jobs at one point and lived in 3 different places renting for like 12 years spurt or something like that, so, or more. Even had my times being homeless. It's a beautiful place to be. It's not homeless. You go back to home when you are camping out in the beautiful wilderness that takes care of you, and all the wildlife that takes care and speaks, and to see how people are not. The way that it has gotten the last 3 years, people are trained to be afraid of a lot of things, and virgin nature is one of them. It's virgin nature, by the way, not Mother Nature. Virgin. Virgin Earth that takes care of itself just as is, and just watch it clean and go back to its original. And okay, so anyway, wanted to talk about is like it's really important to talk to each other about some things. And see, I'm finding myself extremely timid with the Libra affliction, the Mercury afflicting my Libra, but now, see, by the 23rd, Mercury, see what's happening right now? Mercury is going Kazimi, which means it's going behind the sun. It's kind of going in, they call it in the middle of the sun, but really it's just going like this into the rays of the sun. You cannot see Mercury for a while until I think a few degrees or like 9 degrees away from the sun. It'll finally show up again. But it's in Capricorn now. It's not just in Capricorn, it's happening right at solstice, right when it's at 0 degrees Capricorn, 0, which is a very, now when we think about Capricorn, it's very ambitious. Whatever it is, it's ambitious, well, for the material gain, yes, but to get a position of power and to feel secure and, yeah, to, it's just associated with prestige, of just feeling secure, the money, material, wealth, being able to take care through all of that, the responsibility that comes with all that, the discipline. And really, now we talk about money, it's like the rules, you know. So, but not that this Mercury has anything to do with that particularly. In everybody's chart, it means something different. But for me, yeah, there's a big, and so I'm humanity. I'm sorry, but I'm Aries rising, and that's just the human organism going, ah, what's going on, Mercury, huh? Well, it's to refashion up the way we make money, really is to really refashion up our self-value. If we want to talk about how that it's continually like kind of easing off, but it's still trying to Jupiter, which is in Taurus, and that it's Venus ruled. It makes us ask Venus over there in Pluto, squaring opposed to Uranus. By the way, it's very interesting. It's just really hard to keep track of these aspects going on this month. At the end of this year, we have been slammed so hard for the past couple months, let alone the year has been gnarly. But this December is like this finale. And Venus in Pluto, I think I was trying to talk about it in a video that I made when Venus was conjunct Pluto. But now it's in Pluto, in the sign ruled by Pluto, and it's opposing Uranus here at the 22nd, with there being Mercury going Kazimi at 0 degrees. It's really like make a wish, really. And if you notice, like everybody else, if you're like me, or like Tesla, or hi Jesus, was that you? Was that your fullest potential? Let's talk about our fullest potential unfolding here. Like, no problem, not. Really, we all have such great potential. We come here with it like zapping out of our fingertips, like we have such ability, but do we ever get to unleash it? A lot of us don't. A lot of us are busy trying to make money. Money has us doing something, and a lot of people think, well, no, that they don't even think that. Well, that is the deal, right? No, it's not the deal. Money has you doing something completely insane compared to what you would do if you just had a creative life.